Alright guys, so we got a reveal of what happened in that forest, what happened to the Nikos, and if I'm being honest, it's a little weird. So there was two traitors, one of them being the Tiger Niko, as I've been saying in pretty much every video since it's begun. The traitor was number 6, this guy. A lot of people kinda predicted it was him based on last chapter. Based on initial votes, he was around 2nd or 3rd from people in the Discord, so I guess most people assumed it was him. The other traitor was number 5, with it being revealed that both of them joined the worm recently. It wasn't really this in-depth organized plan to take out Mukaku or anything like that. The biggest issue and weird thing about this is the secret technique all the Nikos seem to have learnt in the forest, that being the possessing spirit or the advance. Prior to this, it was believed that the Tiger Niko created the advance, most likely with knowledge he gained from the likes of Edward Wu. However, that very clearly isn't the case, and leaves us with the question of whether Oma's master actually knows the advance as well. It may not be the case, as last chapter we got this panel which kinda implies to some degree that there is multiple secret techniques, so some of them may have learnt the possessing spirit and some of them may have learnt the demon's bane. Or it could be the case that yes, he knows the advance but never chose to use it, and then created the Demon's Bane on his own merit, as the Tiger Niko, based on flashbacks before Oma's master died, implied he doesn't really know Demon's Bane, and then his student Faye as well doesn't know Demon's Bane most likely, or he would have actually used it against Waka before dying. No one but Oma and his master seem to know Demon's Bane. So there's two options. One is that Mukaku had multiple secret techniques, some of them learnt the possessing spirit, some of them learnt Demon's Bane. Or option 2, Oma's master created the Demon's Bane after the events of the forest here, which I'll get into now. So we see the Tiger Niko kill number 1 using the possessing spirit in a quick burst, similar to what Oma did against Lolong during the Purgatory tournament. So even back then, the Tiger Niko was able to come out with something like this. Also confirming that yes, he knows the possessing spirit. That was something we also haven't seen him use thus far, which I assumed he knew how to use it. I just think he didn't really want to due to the dangers. However, him wanting to evolve it most likely came about due to the knowledge he got from Edward Wu with the test of being Lucian and the others, and then the final result was Faye with Divine Demon. That's my current theory after this reveal, but interesting stuff. But from what we know right now, he did in fact create the formless style, which is still kinda crazy. So as I mentioned before, number 5 was also a traitor, but he dies this chapter by overusing the advance and pretty much blowing up. Pretty wild stuff. Him alongside Oma's master, number 4, were regarded as the strongest in the Nikos prior to entering the forest, with us learning that those two were actually fighting before him showing up and pretty much self-destructing. And then when Oma's master shows up to where the Tiger Niko Mukaku is, the Tiger Niko just hits legs. Mukaku, questions whether he thinks he can really get away. Mukaku doesn't proceed to actually chase him down in any way, with the Tiger Niko claiming that he's going to pretty much surpass him in the future, which he's most likely done by this point. But then Mukaku just gives up, says this is the end of the Niko style, and leaves, and that's the end of his connection with the Nikos. Kinda wacky if I'm being honest. Had that whole father-son relationship prior to this. A few die, the Niko style gets exposed to the worm. He still has one student, his strongest student alive, but he just abandons him and leaves. And then with the final panel of Oma's master screaming, saying I'll never give up on the Niko style, does once again make me believe he did create the Demon's Bane. However, we got one more huge thing to go over in today's video, but before that, make sure you're subscribed, leave a like. So, it's most likely confirmed here that one of the other Nikos actually survived and could be out there to this day. That being number 3, who according to Oma's master, most likely got away. Prior to this, we actually learned that he had the perfect balance between all of the Carters, meaning the perfect person to actually use Demon's Bane. So it could be the case that Oma's master eventually found him and them two worked together to actually create the Demon's Bane. Then potentially he ended up being killed by the Tiger Niko or something else, and that's why he didn't have a role in training Oma or anything like that. That's my theory for now, and it does make sense considering what we learnt about him. or he could still be out there and he may very well appear during this arc. He could very well be part of the worm now as the last remaining head that we got name dropped. Who knows, a cool possibility that may come back at some point, so stay tuned for that, I guess. We also once again got absolute confirmation that Oma's master, I'm going to say the real Tokita Niko, is the absolute GOAT and always will be. Every moment we've had from him in the series, whether it be Oma's flashback or even now when he was young, he remains as, the absolute GOAT. Hopefully we get more learnt about him regarding the creation of the Demon's Bane, and that's where once again the surviving Niko could come into play. Maybe they meet each other in the inside and Oma has a discussion with him. That could be pretty wild. Once again, just hoping for things at this point, but Oma's master just absolutely goated, never forget that. All of this confirms that the Tiger Niko, since the very beginning, has been lying to Kiryu. Poor Kiryu at this point, even though his current goal is to kill the Tiger Niko, he was completely manipulated by him by most of his life, I guess, at this point. The Tiger Niko truly is the definition of evil, the devil as Mukaku claims. It does beg the question of who Mukaku will actually die against. His overall goal is to kill the Connector. However, considering that the Connector and the Tiger Niko are currently located in the inside, and the Tiger Niko claimed in this flashback that he will most likely return and kill Mukaku, that could mean that either of them two may end up fighting him during this arc. If I had to place my bets, Mukaku will end up dying before Oma and everyone else leaves the inside or anything like that. Whether or not we get Oma's fight with the Tiger Niko, I can't really say for now. It's highly possible, but may not be the case. The Connector is definitely going to do something huge. I don't think Mukaku is going to survive. And it could be a possibility that we have a lot of the worms actually pulling up on them as Mukaku is continuing to tell the story. And then we have some crazy group fight or something like that. Also, does this mean Mukaku can use the possessing spirit? Can Garuki use the possessing spirit? Maybe not him, as he doesn't know anything about the Niko style, purely the Gar style, so unless the possessing spirit was originally part of the Gar style, he shouldn't know it, but Mukaku most likely does, and if we do get to see him use it, that's going to be pretty wild. The Tiger Niko is confirmed to have it, so a battle between Oma in advance and the Tiger Niko is most likely going to happen. Unless the Tiger Niko has somehow managed to master the Divine Demon after using Faye as a guinea pig, which may be the case. Man is very clearly a prodigy, being able to work out the benefits of using the quick blitz of the advance, like what Oma did with all his training against Lo Long. It's been like 30 years of the Tiger Niko since he was able to do something like that, so him at this point, as we know, is an absolute monster. As a whole, this was a little strange. Yes, the question of what happened in the forest was answered, but it does leave a lot more questions, like why did the Tiger Niko join the worm? What's his overall goal? Why did Mukaku completely give up on the Niko style after this and not continue to train potentially the strongest one in Oma's master? Why did he go back to the Gar style? Why did he steal the clone of the Connector, Garuki? And how did Oma end up escaping as well? Just a lot of questions we don't really know. Hopefully they will be revealed in the future, but I get the sense that this may be the end of the flashback, unfortunately. We'll have to wait and see, but that's everything for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Check out all the other stuff in the description. Patreon chads, as always. That's it, guys. Peace.